It was a Thursday afternoon in Willow Creek, a small town where most people knew each other. Kids rode bikes, old men waved from porches. But something serious was about to happen. 15-year-old Lily James was walking home from school. Her backpack bounced on her shoulder, and her headphones played her favorite song. She took the long way home that day, past the bus station. That's when she saw it. A police officer, tall and red-faced, was pushing a homeless man up against the wall. The man was skinny, shaking, and didn't even fight back. His name was Mr. Eddie. Everyone in town knew him. He collected cans and read old newspapers at the park. He never hurt anybody. "Don't lie to me," the officer yelled. "Where's the wallet you took?" "I didn't take anything," Mr. Eddie said weakly. Lily stopped walking. She pulled out her phone and recorded the whole thing, from the yelling to the officer slapping the man's hat off his head. That officer's name was Greg Slater. He'd been with Willow Creek Police for years. Most folks thought he was okay, but kids didn't trust him. He always acted tough. He'd stare too long and talk too loud. Lily didn't care who he was. What she saw was wrong. That night, Lily showed the video to her dad, Marcus James. He worked nights cleaning offices and didn't say much. People in town called him Quiet Marcus. He hardly ever raised his voice. But when he saw that video, his jaw tightened. "We're taking this to the station," he said. The next morning, Lily and her dad walked into the police station and handed the video to the desk clerk. 2 hours later, Officer Slater was called into a private meeting. That same afternoon, Lily was asked to come back and give a witness statement. When she entered the small, cold room at the station, Officer Slater was already sitting there. No one told her he would be in the room. He smiled, but it wasn't a friendly smile. "You sure you saw what you think you saw, kid?" he said. Lily froze. He leaned forward. "You know, making false claims about officers is a serious thing. Could get your dad in trouble. Could even get you expelled from school." Her hand shook a little, but she remembered her dad's words that morning. Right is right, even when it's scary. "I know what I saw," Lily said. Greg leaned in more. "You really want to do this?" Then came a knock. The door creaked open, and Marcus James stepped in, calm as ever. "Is there a problem here?" he asked. Officer Slater blinked. "This is a private statement room." Marcus didn't flinch. "And I'm her father. She doesn't speak alone." Greg stood, trying to look big. "This isn't your business." But Marcus pulled out a badge from his back pocket. It wasn't a police badge. It was from the FBI. Greg's face dropped. "You're right," Marcus said. "I clean offices, but I also investigate civil rights violations when I'm called in. My supervisor's already seen that video." Silence. Lily stared at her dad in shock. "Your FBI?" He gave a tiny smile. "Sometimes." Greg sat back down like someone pulled the air out of him. Marcus looked at his daughter. "You're doing good, Lily. Keep going." That was the moment everything changed. Lily wasn't just a scared teenager anymore. She was a witness, and she had the truth on her side. After Lily gave her statement, she and her dad left the station. Marcus stayed quiet most of the ride home, just gripping the wheel tighter than usual. Lily kept looking at him. "Why didn't you ever tell me you were in the FBI?" she finally asked. Marcus glanced at her and gave a small smile. "Because I wanted you to grow up brave on your own." That night, news of the video began to spread. Someone had leaked it, and it was all over town by morning. On every phone screen and in every diner booth, people were watching Officer Greg Slater yelling at poor Mr. Eddie. The slap, the shove, the anger, it was all there. By noon, the police chief called a press conference, saying they were reviewing the situation. But Lily knew what that meant, stalling. At school, things were awkward. Some kids whispered. Others stared. A few called her a snitch. But one kid in her science class handed her a note that just said, "Thank you. My brother got messed up by that cop, too." Meanwhile, Officer Slater was fuming. His reputation was cracking like glass, and he didn't like it. He stormed into the police chief's office and demanded support. "She's just a kid," he yelled. That video was out of context. But the chief, an older man named Wallace, shook his head. "You crossed the line, Greg. And that girl's father? He's not just some janitor. He's the one who took down that corrupt sheriff 2 towns over. You remember that case." Greg's hands turned into fists. That night, while Marcus was at work, someone broke into their garage and slashed his car tires. Lily saw it from her bedroom window. She didn't see a face, just a shadow. but she knew who did it. The next morning, Marcus didn't say much. He just drove Lily to school in her mom's old van. Before she got out, he said, "Stay sharp today. People show their real selves when they feel exposed." Lily nodded, nervous but brave. That afternoon, Marcus made a quiet call to a contact in his old unit. "I need a wire," he said. "We're going to finish this." A few days later, Officer Slater showed up at Lily's school. He asked to speak to her alone. She walked into the school counselor's office, where he waited. His voice was calm, fake sweet. "Lily," he said, "this has gone far enough. My life's getting ruined over a misunderstanding. You really want that on your conscience?" Lily didn't answer. She reached into her hoodie pocket and pressed a small button. "I think you should apologize to me," Greg said. "And maybe we forget all this. You take down the video, say you were mistaken, and I walk away. No harm done." Lily looked up, her face steady. "You done?" Greg nodded, smirking. Just then, the door opened. Marcus walked in with two men in black suits behind him. One of them said, "Greg Slater, you're under investigation for witness tampering, intimidation, and obstruction of justice. Please stand up." Greg froze. "What?" Marcus pulled the wire recorder from Lily's pocket and placed it in an evidence bag. "You should have stayed quiet," Greg growled. Marcus leaned in, calm as ever. "No, you should have." That same evening, Greg was placed on unpaid suspension and later fired. Formal charges followed. He wasn't just off the force. He was out of power completely. Mr. Eddy was given a public apology by the town council. Donations poured in for him. He got help, food, and even a little room to sleep in. As for Lily, she became something of a local hero. People smiled at her in stores. Her science teacher made her group leader for their class project. And Marcus? He kept going to work, sweeping floors at night, like always. But now folks looked at him with more respect. Not because of his badge, but because of what he stood for. One evening on the porch, Lily looked at her dad. "You really didn't want people to know who you were?" He sipped his coffee and smiled. "It's not who you are that matters, Lily. It's what you do when nobody's watching." And just like that, peace returned to Willow Creek. But now, more people had learned to stand up.